At 05:15 local time, the morning fog over the eastern plains is violently torn apart by the deafening roar of 38,000 horsepower. A massive steel avalanche is on the move. 72 Russian main battle tanks, a mix of upgraded T-72s and heavily armored T-90s, are surging toward a forward Ukrainian operating base. To the Russian commander sitting in his command vehicle miles behind the front, this looks like an unstoppable fist of iron. A textbook spearhead designed to shatter the enemy line through pure, unadulterated shock and awe. They believe they are about to roll over an unprepared and heavily outnumbered defensive position, claiming a decisive victory before the morning coffee even gets cold. But they are driving straight into a masterpiece of lethal geometry. What the Russian spearhead does not know is that the earth beneath their churning treads has been secretly re-engineered over the past 48 hours. They are not storming a vulnerable base. They are walking into a massive, multi-layered kill zone. By the time the lead tank realizes the terrible mistake, the entire armored column will be trapped in a slow-motion catastrophe that will completely erase their offensive capabilities, proving that raw mechanical muscle is entirely useless when it meets a perfectly executed algorithm of destruction. The first shockwave is only seconds away. Before we continue, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Exactly 3 miles ahead of the approaching armored beast, a single Ukrainian scout drone hovers silently in the gray morning sky. It is a commercial quadcopter that costs less than $1,000, but right now it is the most dangerous weapon on the battlefield. Its high-resolution camera feeds a live, uninterrupted stream of data directly to a hidden artillery bunker buried deep in a nearby tree line. The Ukrainian gunners do not need to calculate trajectories or guess the speed of the advancing column, because they have already spent 2 days pre-sighting every single square inch of the mud-soaked approach vector. At exactly 05:17, the lead Russian T-90 tank crosses an invisible digital tripwire painted on the Ukrainian commander's screen. The fast win arrives instantly. With a calm, calculated command, a single battery of 155mm howitzers unleashes a synchronized volley. The shells carve through the air and land with terrifying precision, not attempting to destroy the tanks directly, but intentionally striking the ground just 50 yards ahead of the lead vehicles. The resulting geysers of mud and a high-explosive shrapnel instantly blind the Russian thermal optics and force the drivers to violently slam on their brakes. In less than 1 minute, the unstoppable charge has been violently halted, transforming a lightning-fast assault into a crawling, confused traffic jam. But the Russian forces quickly regroup, deploying their heavily armored mine-clearing plows to push through the smoke, raising the stakes even higher. The Russian mine-clearing tanks surge forward, their massive steel rollers churning up the earth, confident they can easily carve a safe corridor through whatever conventional defenses lie ahead. The commanders believe they are neutralizing standard pressure plate explosives, a tactic they have drilled for decades. But the Ukrainian combat engineers did not lay a standard minefield. They constructed a psychological and mechanical puzzle designed to punish predictability. The first 50 yards of the corridor are completely empty, deliberately lulling the Russian drivers into a false sense of absolute security. They accelerate, assuming the artillery strike was just a desperate, blind harassment tactic. Then, the trap snaps shut. At 05:22, the third tank in the formation, sitting perfectly safe behind the lead plow, suddenly erupts in a catastrophic fireball. The Ukrainians have utilized off-route directional mines hidden inside the tree line, triggered not by pressure, but by advanced seismic and acoustic sensors that specifically ignore the heavy rollers and wait for the distinct engine signature of a main battle tank. The explosion punches a superheated jet of molten copper through the thinner side armor of the T-72, detonating its internal ammunition carousel in a devastating chain reaction. The shock wave tosses the 40-ton turret into the air like a discarded toy. The supposedly secure corridor is instantly transformed into a burning graveyard, and the sudden realization that their plows are completely useless sends a wave of pure panic through the Russian radio network. The formation fractures. Panic is a highly contagious disease on the battlefield, and inside the armored column, it spreads faster than the flames. Desperate to escape the invisible side-striking assassins, several Russian tank commanders make a fatal error in judgment. They order their drivers to aggressively pivot out of the designated tracks, attempting to bypass the burning wreckage by steering directly into the untouched mud on either side of the road. This is exactly what the Ukrainian engineers calculated they would do. The moment the massive steel tracks crush the soft earth outside the false safe zone, they trigger the real pressure-activated anti-tank mines buried just inches below the surface. In rapid succession, 4 more Russian tanks are violently disabled, their tracks blown off, leaving them stranded and immobile in the open field like giant metallic sitting ducks. Within just 12 minutes of launching their grand assault, the invincible Spearhead has lost 5 critical assets without ever seeing a single enemy soldier. Realizing their physical assault is bleeding out, the Russian rear command panics and slams their fist on the digital panic button. A massive invisible dome of electronic warfare energy is projected across the battlefield from a mobile jamming unit stationed miles away. The radio frequencies fill with deafening static, and the screens inside the Ukrainian artillery bunker suddenly flicker and freeze. The protective eyes of the commercial drones are instantly blinded, plunging the Ukrainian defenders into total darkness, while 70 angry tanks are still idling just outside their perimeter. And the sudden electronic blackout is supposed to be the turning point that saves the Russian assault. With the sky swept clean of enemy surveillance, the surviving Russian tank commanders order a renewed aggressive push forward. Believing the invisible shield has finally tipped the odds back in their favor, they rev their engines, preparing to crush the now blinded base. But the Ukrainian defenders are not relying on amateur technology. Deep inside the bunker, the operator simply smirks and flips a heavy toggle switch, initiating a localized mesh network that operates entirely on military-grade frequency-hopping algorithms. More importantly, they unleash a terrifying new asset that simply does not care about electronic jamming. At 0532, a swarm of 10 specialized first-person view attack drones launches from a hidden trench line. These are not remote-controlled toys. They are autonomous hunter-killers equipped with onboard optical artificial intelligence. The moment they cross the threshold of the Russian electronic warfare bubble and lose their connection to the operator, their internal processors take over seamlessly. The drones visually lock onto the distinct thermal silhouettes of the advancing tanks, navigating purely by instinct and digital memory. The Russian jammers are screaming static into the void, completely ignored by machines that have stopped listening. In a matter of seconds, the swarm descends from the low clouds, weaving gracefully through the incoming heavy machine gun fire, ready to deliver a fatal kinetic payload directly onto the thinnest armor of the engine decks. The electronic shield has been effortlessly bypassed. At 0534, the lead drone of the autonomous swarm plummets from the low clouds at over 100 miles per hour, completely ignoring the desperate barrage of heavy machine gun fire tearing through the air around it. The Russian gunners are firing blindly, relying on manual sights because their radar systems are useless against objects the size of a dinner plate. The fast wind arrives with a sickening crunch. The first drone slams directly into the rear engine deck of a command tank, instantly detonating its 3-pound shaped charge. A jet of superheated molten metal pierces the thin upper armor, vaporizing the fuel lines and causing the 1,000 horsepower diesel engine to violently seize in a fountain of black smoke. Within 30 seconds, 5 more tanks are permanently paralyzed, their power plants shattered by the relentless robotic precision. The remaining Russian commanders realize their electronic shields are completely useless against a weapon that simply looks and kills. In a sheer panic, they deploy massive thermal smoke screens, firing aerosol canisters that quickly blanket the entire battlefield in a thick, impenetrable white cloud. They believe this visual barrier will blind the optical sensors of the remaining drones and allow them to finally break through the killing zone under the cover of absolute darkness. The thick aerosol smoke completely swallows the remaining 52 Russian tanks, turning the battlefield into a blinding fog. The drivers blindly accelerate, hoping sheer momentum will carry them through the layered defenses. But this smokescreen is exactly what the Ukrainian artillery commander has been waiting for. The Russian column has tightly grouped together to avoid losing each other in the whiteout, creating a perfectly dense, target-rich environment. At 0540, the Ukrainian gunners switch their ammunition to specialized anti-armor cluster munitions. The sky above the smoke cloud suddenly erupts in a deafening series of mid-air explosions. Hundreds of small, parachute-retarded submunitions drift down into the fog, completely unaffected by the visual interference. They use millimeter-wave radar and infrared seekers to independently scan the ground below. The fast wind is brutally efficient. Dozens of these smart submunitions lock onto the massive heat signatures of the tank engines hiding beneath the smoke, firing explosive penetrators straight down into the weakest top armor. In less than 2 minutes, the center of the Russian formation is systematically dismantled. Burning fuel ignites the smoke cloud from within, glowing like an inferno. The armored charge has been physically broken, forcing the surviving vehicles to make a desperate decision to either burn in the trap or turn back. Desperation sets in as the surviving Russian tanks realize they cannot advance and cannot stay in the burning kill zone. The tactical doctrine dictates that the accompanying mechanized infantry must dismount and clear the trenches manually. Dozens of armored personnel carriers violently drop their rear ramps, disgorging hundreds of disoriented soldiers into the smoking, mud-filled chaos. They begin a frantic sprint toward the Ukrainian perimeter, believing the heavy artillery is too focused on the tanks to stop a rapid infantry rush. They expect to face terrified soldiers firing desperately from the dirt trenches. Instead, they are met with cold, unblinking automation. At 0545, a network of remotely operated heavy machine gun turrets, camouflaged and deeply entrenched along the defensive line, suddenly springs to life. The Ukrainian infantrymen are sitting safely inside concrete bunkers hundreds of yards away, operating the turrets with gaming controllers and high-definition thermal screens. The fast wind slices through the advancing infantry like a scythe, firing at a cyclic rate of 600 rounds per minute. The automated turrets create an intersecting wall of lead that is physically impossible to penetrate. The rushing infantry is pinned down in the open, unable to advance a single foot, completely neutralizing the secondary threat without exposing a single Ukrainian defender to return fire. With their tanks burning and their infantry hopelessly pinned down by remote weapon stations, the Russian battlefield commander plays his final desperate card. He screams into his radio for immediate close air support, begging the Air Force to obliterate the entrenched Ukrainian positions. At 0550, the heavy thumping sound of rotor blades echoes across the plains as a $50 million Russian attack helicopter drops below the cloud deck. It flies dangerously low, hugging the tree line at over 150 miles per hour, aggressively searching for the hidden automated turrets. The infantry cheers, believing their aerial savior is about to shatter the unbreakable defense. But the Ukrainian base was meticulously designed with a multi-layered air defense umbrella that has remained completely silent, patiently waiting for exactly this moment. The fast win is delivered by a two-man team hidden in a small foxhole over a mile away. They shoulder a lightweight, heat-seeking surface-to-air missile and acquire a lock in less than 3 seconds. The missile erupts from its tube, accelerating to Mach 2 and slamming directly into the tail rotor of the attack helicopter before its defensive flares can even deploy. The massive aircraft violently spins out of control and crashes into the frozen earth, instantly erasing the very last shred of Russian hope and leaving the remaining ground forces entirely abandoned. The burning wreckage of the $50 million attack helicopter spirals into the frozen mud, sending a massive plume of black smoke into the early morning sky. This catastrophic failure is the absolute breaking point for the surviving Russian assault force. The battlefield commander, watching his screens turn into a graveyard of static and emergency beacons, screams the only order left to give: a full and immediate retreat. The remaining 30-something tanks aggressively throw their transmissions into reverse, their tracks desperately clawing at the earth to drag them backward out of the meticulously engineered kill zone. They believe that if they can just retrace the exact path they used to enter the corridor, they can escape the slaughter and regroup behind their own lines. But the Ukrainian combat engineers did not just build a wall. They built a completely enclosed digital cage. At 0615, the fast win arrives from the sky. The hidden Ukrainian drones, which had been patiently waiting high above the battlefield, suddenly dive toward the rear of the retreating column. They do not attack the tanks directly. Instead, they accurately drop remote-triggered anti-tank mines precisely onto the muddy tracks the Russian vehicles just created minutes earlier. The escape route is instantly slammed shut, sealing the surviving armored behemoths inside a burning, inescapable corridor of their own making. Trapped between a relentless wall of automated machine gun fire to their front and fresh, digitally deployed explosive traps to their rear, the Russian armored spearhead completely disintegrates. Panic overrides all military discipline. Drivers blindly smash their 50-ton war machines into each other in a frantic attempt to maneuver through the dense smoke and burning wreckage of their comrades. The Ukrainian artillery commander, monitoring the chaotic retreat through the unblinking eyes of high-altitude reconnaissance drones, seizes the ultimate tactical advantage. At 0630, he gives the final devastating command to his battery crews. The fast wind obliterates the remaining armor. A concentrated, simultaneous barrage of high-explosive fragmentation shells rains down precisely onto the tightly clustered, paralyzed tanks. The sheer kinetic force of the 155mm impacts violently shreds the exterior optics, communication antennas, and external fuel tanks of the trapped vehicles. Secondary explosions rip through the morning air as the ammunition stored inside the autoloaders begins to rapidly cook off. The once unstoppable metal snake of over 70 main battle tanks is systematically reduced to a miles-long corridor of twisted, flaming scrap metal, completely unable to fire a single coordinated shot against the unseen Ukrainian defenders. By 0700 hours, the deafening roar of 38,000 horsepower has been permanently silenced, replaced only by the crackling of burning diesel and the hiss of superheated metal cooling in the damp morning air. The Russian command center miles away sits in absolute stunned silence, staring at blank monitors that recently displayed a supposedly invincible armored division. The final payoff reveals the terrifying efficiency of modern asymmetric warfare. In less than 2 hours, a massive assault force of 72 main battle tanks and hundreds of mechanized infantry was completely annihilated, without a single Ukrainian soldier ever stepping out of their fortified bunkers. For the cost of a few dozen commercial drones, a carefully calculated network of smart mines, and a few hundred artillery shells, the defenders successfully vaporized over $250 million of Russian military hardware. They completely rewrote the tactical playbook on defensive operations, proving that heavy armor without digital supremacy is nothing more than an expensive moving coffin. Russian tanks stormed into the Ukraine base, expecting to rely on raw, overwhelming power to secure an easy breakthrough. But it was Ukraine's defense, lean, lethal, and brilliantly smart, that wrote the devastating final ending to the morning assault.